You're listening to The American Entrepreneur with Ron Morris. To learn more, visit TAEradio.com.
I'd like to welcome to the show Aaron Patzer. Aaron, welcome to the American Entrepreneur Radio Show.
Thanks for having me. When I was starting Mint, I was making a decent salary, and there was a big risk I was taking on Intuit and Microsoft, two huge tens or hundreds of billions of dollars in market cap companies. You have a lot of doubt and a lot of fear that you could ever make it, and that if it was a good idea, somebody else would have done it.
Yep.
But you know what? If you don't see it, if you're not using it, then at the very least, they're not doing a good job marketing it and distributing it. So I would oscillate between thinking, I'd made the greatest career move, and that I was going to make a ton of money, it was going to change the world, and thinking, God, who am I at 25, that's alone in a room to possibly take on Microsoft and Intuit. And so whenever that would happen, doubt is natural. Don't let any entrepreneur come in with a bravado and a machismo and just say, oh, I always knew it was going to succeed. You never do. It's a roller coaster ride. Anytime that I would get down, I got rejected by 50 different investors before I got my first yes. I would just listen to that Frank Sinatra song, That's Life. Sony, Toshiba, and IBM came together to do the Cell microprocessor, which is behind the PlayStation.
I didn't know that. So IBM actually is part of the PlayStation.
Oh, yeah. IBM also did the Xbox 360 chip and the Nintendo Wii chip. It was all done in the same building. I worked on two of them.
Interesting. What differentiates the Cell?
So it has 8 sub-processors that do vector processing for fast graphics, audio, encryption, texture rendering, effects, that sort of thing. IBM, Sony, Toshiba, they put about $500 million into this project. It had hundreds of engineers working on it. It was using the latest sub-micron technology, everything at the nanometer scale to build the stuff.
What did you learn from that, Aaron?
The biggest thing that I learned was that big companies have a tremendous amount of resources, but you can often feel like a cog that doesn't matter in such a big wheel. There were days when I thought, if I didn't show up for a month, I don't know if anyone would notice.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that now that I'm back in a big company or a medium-sized company into it, that every single one of my employees knows what features they're working on and how they impact the end user.
So there's the lesson. What you took away from that was the art of management, because you knew your people were thinking the same way that you thought.
Yeah, in fact, when we hire a new employee to work on Mint.com, we often give them the big new feature to work on. So we just launched something around financial goals. It's sort of the 8 top goals that people have. Get out of debt, buy a house, buy a car, put your kids through college, save for retirement, that sort of thing. And we put one of our newest engineers on that feature as the lead developer.
Is this sink or swim?
It is sink or swim, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it gives them ownership and immediately puts them in so that they have to learn very quickly, that they have to integrate themselves with the rest of the team. I wanted to make sure that everyone knew that they were working on a feature that would touch the end user, the end consumer, because if you asking people to put in 60 or 80 hours a week, they need to be able to go home to their family, to their friends, and say, I did that.
Yep, this is me. Yep, absolutely.
To hear more of the American Entrepreneur, Ron Morris, talking business, visit TAEradio.com.